और ये सिर्फ कुश की जीत नहीं है, ये इंडिया की जीत है। लैंडो is 3 points behind Oscar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And 2 years?
3.
3 years.
2022 was the last time. स्वागत है आप सबका फैन कोड गियरबॉक्स पॉडकास्ट पावर्ड बाय एमआरएफ पर। और ये एपिसोड एक जश्न है मोटरस्पोर्ट का और जश्न है कुश मैनी की ऐतिहासिक जीत का। जी हाँ, मोनाको के 100 साल के इतिहास में पहली बार जन गण मन प्ले हुआ है in front of the whole world, and this is an iconic moment that will inspire generations. पहली बार कोई इंडियन ड्राइवर मोनाको रेसिंग के कोहिनूर में जीता है, and that is a moment for us to remember. To talk about all of that, about the Monaco GP, about MotoGP, and about the Indy 500 as well, we've got Aditya Dubey in the studio once again. और अगर आप फैन कोड गियरबॉक्स पॉडकास्ट लगातार देखते होगे, you must know him because ये दूसरी बार है जब हम उनको स्टूडियो में लेके आए हैं, and it's always a lot of fun with you. So welcome along, dude. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and what a weekend to be back on. I mean, we've had brilliant racing throughout the weekend in across motorsports, F2, F1, MotoGP, Indy, DTM, crazy weekends, and I'm so excited to talk about it.
And Fan Code is the home of Indian motorsport along with all other motorsport. तो इस सब की चर्चा तो हम करेंगे ही, पर आपका इस एपिसोड में स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है सोमल अरोरा। आप मुझे फैन कोड के हिंदी फॉर्मूला 1 ब्रॉडकास्ट से पहचानते होंगे और ये है फैन कोड्स गियरबॉक्स पॉडकास्ट। नाउ लेट्स गेट राइट डाउन इनटू द बिग स्टोरीज, स्टार्टिंग ऑफ विद द बिगेस्ट स्टोरी ऑफ द वीकेंड, कुश's win in Monaco. और ये सिर्फ कुश की जीत नहीं है, ये इंडिया की जीत है, क्योंकि जब से कुश जीते हैं तब से इतने सारे लोग मुझे उसके बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, चाहे वो मेरे टैक्सी ड्राइवर हो, चाहे वो मेरे घर की कुक हो, चाहे वो मेरे अंकल हो जो रेसिंग के अलावा मतलब बाकी सारे स्पोर्ट्स देखते हैं। Everyone wants to know, and this is such a big occasion, क्योंकि अब ये साबित हो चुका है that we as Indians do stand a chance and we can compete with the world's best. मोनाको में कभी भी कोई भी इंडियन ड्राइवर नहीं जीता था, ना नरेन कार्तिकेयन, ना करुण चंदोक, ना जेहान दारूवाला। Kush has changed it all. And this is a landmark win. His season truly begins here.
Yeah, I mean, Kush has had a slow start to the season, but मोनाको को क्राउन जूल बोला जाता है।
कोहिनूर, रेसिंग का कोहिनूर है।
रेसिंग का कोहिनूर है, एंड to hear the national anthem being played, मतलब मेरे फैमिली के व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स पे आ रहा था वो, and it was a very proud moment for us as motorsport fans. हम लोग काफी सालों से देख रहे हैं, and we've followed a lot of Indian drivers over the years, but Kush's journey has been amazing to watch, and I feel like, yes, as you said, यहाँ से season शुरू हो रहा है कुश का, he's picking up the pace, and Monaco is not an easy track to drive on and to win on, and he was absolutely perfect on it, and I'm really looking forward कि आगे जाके अब season में क्या करता है कुश।
And let's talk about that drive for a second. जानते हैं हम सब कि मोनाको में ओवरटेक करना कितना मुश्किल है, लेकिन under pressure from a great driver like Gabriele Mini, Kush did not crack even once. और माना it was a reverse grid pole, माना he did have P1 to himself and overtaking is tough, but ये एक ऐसी जीत है जो पहले कोई और इंडियन ड्राइवर नहीं कर पाया है, and the concentration you need to be good at Monaco for that long, Kush has it.
Yes,
he has it.
of course, and as we saw, of course, sprint race में he led from pole and he got the win. But we saw the exact same thing in the feature race, right? जो pole से start किया वो दीवार में खत्म किया था. So it's not an easy track to drive on. Full concentration चाहिए. अगर 1 second के लिए अगर पलक भी झपकी, तो you'll be in the wall and your race is over. So Kush had absolute concentration and confidence in his driving abilities, and he just pulled it off.
ये है that after this win, every single young driver in this country will be even more inspired. और जो लोग ने रेसिंग पिकअप अब तक नहीं की है, वो भी कुश को देखकर सोचेंगे कि यार, I want to do this. I want to be a winner at Monaco. It's a great win, not just for Kush, but also for the next generation of Indian motorsport, and that is the most important thing.
Correct, absolutely. I feel motorsports in India is growing quite a lot. I mean, we have our own F4 series and everything's been going on. So I think at this point, recognition on a global stage is very, very important. And not just globally, India में भी बहुत लोगों को motorsports के बारे में पता नहीं है. जब बात होती है लोग बोलते हैं हाँ मजाक मस्ती में karting कर लेते हैं लोग.
Yeah.
But that's not it. Like there's a huge opportunity outside, and motorsports is just growing. It's growing more each year, and there's a lot of Indian drivers, young kids who are getting into it and learning, and Kush को उस podium पे देख के I feel every little kid, you know how these drivers in Formula One say that at one point they saw Michael Schumacher and
Exactly.
Senna, and that inspired them. I feel like, I know it's an F2, but I think that's what Kush is doing for a lot of younger generation drivers in India.
But जहां Formula 2 में कुछ में नहीं जीत रहे हैं, Formula 1 में there is absolute chaos. In a little bit, we will hear from David Coulthard, Monaco GP winner, and a man who has only love for India, क्योंकि वो 2 बार यहाँ आ चुके हैं Red Bull show run के लिए, and he's entertained every single time. But before we get to David, we need to talk about what went down in Monaco और स्पेन में क्या होने वाला है, because I get a feeling, Aditya, we're in the middle of the most exciting part of the F1 season. Technical directive आने वाला है,
Yes.
and Monaco has changed the championship order completely. Lando is 3 points behind Oscar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And last time जब मैं आया था हम लोग उसी चीज की बात कर रहे थे. Will Lando recover in Imola? And he absolutely did. He performed very well. He came second. Obviously win उस समय नहीं मिल पाया Imola पे, but Monaco में start to finish from the weekend, it looked like practices में Leclerc was absolutely nailing the practice sessions. P1, 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 and we were all like, oh my god, is this finally Ferrari's time to shine? But qualifying में McLaren nailed the strategy obviously, and Lando has found that confidence, I believe, and he put in one of the best laps I've ever seen in my life. And that qualifying session was, I think, ये season का सबसे बेहतरीन qualifying session था.
Yeah.
Lando broke the lap record as well for Monaco.
First ever sub 70-second lap in
Yeah,
Monaco.
and that was insane. And race start में he slight mistake, he locked up trying to defend from Leclerc, but then he just managed his tires, finished the race, complete confidence, complete control in the car for almost 80 laps. And yeah, it was great to see him win. And I feel like the championship is gonna stay alive for a long time. And like you said, technical directives आ रहे हैं. McLaren is supposedly the target of these technical
Exactly.
directives, according to Red Bull, of course. So it'll be interesting to see if things shake up. And you said championship, maybe points का gap काफी कम है between the teams. So I'm very excited to see what happens this weekend.
The technical directive though, I think वो बहुत मजेदार होने वाला है, क्योंकि इस हफ्ते स्पेन में flexi wings को target कर रहे हैं. So what are flexi wings? Basically, Formula 1 wings move a lot under the air क्योंकि हवा आप इतनी तेजी से कट कर रहे हो. So any mechanical component would move a lot. So एक डिग्री तक वो movement allowed होती है, but some Formula 1 teams exploit it a lot more because उससे आप dynamics change कर सकते हो. You can also have high downforce but low drag at the same time because of the movement of the wing. They're not really saying that McLaren, but there are some teams that have wings that flex too much. Red Bull Racing ने पिछले साल कंप्लेन की थी और काफी सारे टीम्स को अब अपने wings को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. Some feel that it's targeting McLaren, some feel that it's targeting Red Bull, some feel that it's just neutral and it's just something that you have to deal with, which is true because everyone has to deal with it. लेकिन इसको देखने में अब मजा आएगा कि McLaren का गैप कितना कम होगा, because हमने इस साल देखा है that the flexi wings are one part, but McLaren's main strength has been tire management, and Spain is a race where tire management is key. अगर आप मोनाको को boring कहते हो, Monaco is all about qualifying. I don't think it's boring. It's about the entire race weekend. It's about how you build up to it and deliver that one lap in qualifying. Spain is also going to be very similar क्योंकि यहाँ भी overtaking मुश्किल है. Lando has confidence. Are you backing him for the win this time?
Yeah, I'm backing Lando again, and like you said, tire management की है. Spain का जो track है Barcelona का, it has very very high speed right handers, which means tire wear जो outside left होता है, it's very very high compared to the inside tires.
It cries.
And it absolutely cries. It'll heat up, it'll wear out a lot, and McLaren has that tire management capabilities जो shine करेंगी वहाँ पे. Imola में everybody said the technical directives killed McLaren's pace, but Stella also said जो इनके team principal and engineer हैं, उन्होंने बोला कि it wasn't that much because Imola is not a track जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा high tire wear के performance पे issue आता है. तो स्पेन में देखने को मजा आएगा कि क्या रेड बुल मैनेज कर पाएंगे और टायर वेयर टू कम्पीट विद द मैक्लारेंस. एंड अगेन फेरारी लुक्स सो स्ट्रांग इन मोनाको. आई होप देयर स्ट्रांग इन स्पेन एज वेल, बट इट लुक्स हाईली अनलाइकली considering how their car has performed on these kind of tracks. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Max compete with the McLarens because Max has also been a very very strong contender in Barcelona always.
First ever win for Max Verstappen, Barcelona 2016. First race as Red Bull driver. ये Max का playground है. And पिछली बार जब Max यहाँ जीते थे 2016 में, it's very interesting. 2 Mercedes-powered cars crashed on the first lap while fighting for the championship, and Max was able to take that win. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But interesting मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो जो हम मीम्स हर बार देखते हैं, it's Spain without the S.
S.
That's always going to happen for Ferrari.
Yeah.
You're also wearing red today. It's like it's a sign.
It's a sign.
What do you think about Ferrari this time out?
Ferrari, man, it's just there's so many errors between the team and not just the car's performance. I feel जैसे हम लोगों ने देखा मोनाको में भी लुइस इज एंड नॉट जस्ट मोनाको एक्चुअली प्रीवियस रेसेस में लुइस इज जस्ट नॉट फिटिंग दैट वेल इन दैट टीम. उसका इंजीनियर के साथ मिसकम्युनिकेशन होता है. ही आस्क फॉर समथिंग, उसको कुछ और आंसर मिलता है. एंड सेम थिंग यू कैन सी द फ्रस्ट्रेशन इन द ड्राइवर्स in their interviews, in their post-race interviews, in the press conferences. And it was heartbreaking looking at Leclerc standing on the podium, up there in the top 3, but just not happy at all.
His eyes, dude. His eyes, like इस पूरे weekend, Leclerc की आंखें देखकर मुझे रोना आ गया. Firstly, when he made that statement कि हम मोनाको में इतने competitive नहीं होंगे, बड़े बेचारे और उदास लग रहे थे. And then when he topped the sessions, he was also happy, but you could still see some pain in his eyes. Like he couldn't believe
Yeah.
कि हम genuinely इतने तेज हैं. और फिर जब लैंडो को पोल पोजीशन मिली, threw a great lap by the way. You should watch it again and again and again. And also the ghost lap that we were discussing
Yes,
before this
yeah.
episode. कि कितना फर्क था and how in the last couple of corners, Lando took an extra bit of risk and he won that pole position and the race. But उसके बाद भी Leclerc की आंखें देख के ऐसा लगा, अरे बाप रे, ये will he be able to handle it? And it's pain and pain and pain and pain and pain. And Spain will be even more so because Ferrari is a car that depends on mechanical grip. Spain is one of the smoothest circuits out there, and Ferrari को जितना low हो सके उतना कार को चलाना होगा. And when Ferrari go low, they face a lot of troubles because they cannot go as low as the other cars because their plank scrapes, and so performance is an issue. It compounds.
I mean, when you're in a Ferrari car, I mean, तुम्हारी legacy इतनी history है उस team में, इतनी legacy है, and then you see a Williams team, which is like
I know.
a team that is never like in the top 5 and ये season इतना strong चल रहा है for Alex Albon, not Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is having a bit of issues with his performance.
Don't say
but
that. He's my favorite.
I mean, he's my favorite. He's everybody's favorite. But I feel like, and he's helped a lot with the development of the car, the Williams car. जो ये season तक it's come that far. I mean, it's staying ahead from Mercedes. They're beating Ferraris. Like, what is happening with Williams?
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to see what Williams also does this weekend because Mercedes had a very very bad showing in Monaco. Qualifying में दोनों गाड़ियाँ the engine side issues, which brings me to another point. The Mercedes engines seem to be having like a little bit of problem because we saw it in qualifying with Russell's car, Antonelli car, in the race Alonso's car as well.
Yeah.
So at one point when Lando was driving behind Max, I was like, oh my god, please Mercedes engine ये गाड़ी में भी है. I hope it doesn't crash out or like, you know, just doesn't lose performance because that's a legit concern for me now. जैसा कि हमने देखा, but yeah, hopefully Mercedes also recovers. It was a very embarrassing moment and the entire weekend for Mercedes as a team in Monaco as well.
और उनको चकमा दिया Williams ने. Mercedes supplies power units to Williams. Williams उनके customer हैं और Williams के team boss James Vowles Toto Wolff के protege थे. He was learning how to manage a team there and today he beat Toto. That is such a good story. और ये देखकर काफी गर्व हो रहा होगा हमारे इस एपिसोड के गेस्ट को, डेविड कूलथॉर्ड, जिन्होंने अपना फॉर्मूला 1 करियर विलियम्स के साथ शुरू किया था. हमने उनके साथ बातचीत की थी मोनाको जीपी के पहले and we got a chance to speak to him about Williams' progress, about motorsport in India and about a lot more in the World Championship. Let's hear from the two-time Monaco GP winner and Formula 1 legend, David Coulthard. One team that was once linked to India and now has a completely different face to it all is Aston Martin, where your good friend Adrian Newey is working at the moment. I want to know your thoughts on their prospects for 26, because from the outside, it looks so pretty, right? New factory, new wind tunnel, Adrian Newey coming in, Honda bringing in their resources. Is it as simple as it sounds, though?
Where there's a will, there's a way. And if I look at when I joined Red Bull, it was the ex-Jaguar team and Mr. Marishitz, the founder of Red Bull as we know it today. Charles Vivida from Thailand is the other owner. He had a vision that first we get organized and earn the respect of the paddock, and then we go and win Grand Prix and World Championships. He said that right before I did the very first race for the team, 2005. A lot of people might have gone, yeah, sure, Red Bull, energy drinks company, they're going to build a winning team. But the foundations were there from what had been created by Stuart Grand Prix, Jaguar, and it was about as I said in the interviews earlier, you've got to not think it's the name above the door that makes you successful. Otherwise, Ferrari would win everything. You have to create a winning culture. You have to bring in the right people that are empowered and let them get on with their creative job. And also to find intelligent people with PhDs and employ them is not the difficult part. Finding a group of intelligent people that have a willingness to work together, that's what makes a team. And therefore, any of these teams, if they invest and inspire and create this winning culture or this attitude of we're going to work longer and harder than our opposition, because to think that if you do less than your opposition, you'll achieve more is a little bit, no, it doesn't sound like a winning strategy, does it?
Who's got it tougher for 26 though? Aston Martin or Red Bull? Because developing a completely different power unit for the first time by yourself and also not having the Midas touch of Adrian Newey, that's a big challenge, isn't it?
I think the engine is really the big, yet to be proven element of the Red Bull package. They have been producing very good cars for some time. Clearly, Adrian was the captain of the ship there for a period of time, but he'd be the first to acknowledge all of the other key people that are still there who were creating this amazing car. A power unit. I always feel the engine manufacturers don't get enough credit for how many moving parts, how many tiny little things that could go wrong. They're incredible works of engineering that is an engine. So it's one of the biggest challenges. If you get it right, then your whole day lights up. If you get it wrong and you've got manufacturing issues or reliability issues, identifying what that is can take a long lead time. So I think the biggest challenge is maybe for Red Bull in that respect, because it's the first time they will have a Red Bull power unit in Formula One.
What an exciting time. On the other hand, we have your former team, Williams, who are also plotting quite a resurgency. And dare I say, they have the second best driver pairing in all of Formula One right now. How pleased have you been with all the good stuff that's been happening at Williams? And the signs for 26, are you pretty excited by that? Do you think they're on the right track with that?
I think there's a great deal of warmth and respect for the Williams Formula One team. Obviously, Sir Frank is no longer with us and the family are no longer the owners. But the DNA of that team is built out of their, Sir Frank's memories, or our memory of him. And yeah, I got into Formula One because of Williams, as did Damon Hill, as did many other drivers. Frank was very supportive of younger drivers through the testing program. So I've been pleased to see the team performing and improving. I agree in Alex and Carlos. They have two exceptional drivers, and the ingredients appear to be general growth. Their team principal, James Vowles, very calm hand on the tiller, long time experience in Formula One, and it just feels like the team is moving in the right direction.
Do you expect Ferrari to be their primary rivals next year? Because this year, at least in Imola, they were testing them really hard, like out-qualifying both the Ferraris. I know a couple of other teams did that too, but it's very impressive what they've got going along.
Yeah, one race doesn't make a championship. You need consistency of performance. Ferrari have got a lot of resource, so arguably having a parallel development where you're developing the 25 car whilst building a very different car for 26, then it may be more difficult for the smaller resource teams. We're at the end of these regulations, and so therefore everything's got a little bit closer. One of the big challenges and one of the risks when you have a big regulation change is somebody gets it very right and somebody gets it very wrong, so you can end up with a big spread in performance. But I don't know right now who's going to be best placed.
Time for MotoGP, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Aditya. When was the last time a Ducati bike did not win 2 consecutive MotoGP races? I'm not going to ask you the exact race, but andazan kaun se saal mein hua hoga ye? Take a guess.
See, I know it's been a long time.
Still, just throw a number. And the actual answer will surprise you a lot more than what his answer actually is.
I feel like 2 years,
3.
3 years.
2022 was the last time MotoGP had 2 consecutive races not won by Ducati. It's been 49 races. उसमें से सिर्फ 6 बार non-Ducati bikes have won. This weekend, we saw history being made. 11 different British GP winners in 11 different races. और MotoGP की दुनिया और रंगीन होते जा रही है. This was probably one of the best British motorcycle Grand Prix of all time. Yeah, Marco Bezzecchi. He's won a race for the first time since the 2023 Indian Grand Prix. And a personal story, I feel so happy to see this because I was there commentating on that race in the Indian GP. And at that point, I was like, this guy has it. This guy has the composure. वहाँ उन्होंने जैसे dominate किया and the connection he had with the crowd and the way he was managing the tires, you felt that this guy is the next big thing. And 24 में he shifted bikes within the Ducati camp, didn't work out. इस साल Aprilia में आए, the start was terrible. But this is just proof that if you are consistent, good things will come to you. And जैसे Aprilia के boss ने कहा, this is a race-winning bike. They're now up from last to P2 in the manufacturer standings. And the interesting thing is, there's barely anything to separate P2 to P5 in the manufacturer standings. Aprilia are in this, Honda are in this, Johann Zarco got a podium this time. Even Yamaha are improving. There is so much going on in MotoGP.
Yeah, I mean, Zarco's performance has been exceptional, I feel, this season. He's always up there. And Mark also, I mean, he had a great recovery from after the crash and, falling back because after the restart, red flag ke baad, the Ducatis just seemed to be struggling a lot. And we saw Pecco and Mark go out wide on the exact same corner, losing positions.
Yeah.
The Ducatis were struggling, and Pecco obviously lost it. Crash ho gaya. But Mark kept his composure. But last time I was here, we talked about Mark's biggest competitor being himself. That's exactly what's happening. Like it was a win for him in my books. If he had the consistency ki jaise hum log baat kar rahe hain with Bezzecchi and how great he performed. Obviously, not taking it away from Bezzecchi, he had a great performance from 10th to 1st. But Mark could have done so much better in this Silverstone race. He could have just उसका competition अभी नहीं है कोई on the grid.
Exactly.
So he should be winning all the races because he's got a great bike under him as well. And it's only a matter of time till Jorge comes back with that Aprilia under him. I think Marco is gonna have some competition, and I hope Jorge comes back into form quick because I want to see an Aprilia versus Ducati battle.
Same. That is MotoGP. Prediction time very quickly. We have the next race for MotoGP being Aragon in Spain. That's going to be the June 6th to 8th wala weekend. For that, are you backing Mark? Are you backing Alex? Mark is great in Aragon normally.
Yeah. I mean, is that even a question? I feel like Mark has got that track. It's his playground, like we say.
It's his playground. And you've got the red color cover as well.
So it's all Mark.
We're going for Marc Marquez. But Formula 1, Spanish GP. वहाँ क्या prediction होने वाली है? McLaren are going to be so tough to beat, my friend.
Yeah, and I feel like Lando's got his confidence back with Monaco and Imola. So again, like I did last time, I'm going to back Lando for this one as well.
I agree with you. Because पिछले साल Lando की पहली pole position season की Spain में आई थी. And that is where things kick-started for McLaren properly. So I'm going to go for Lando Norris this time as well. But आपकी क्या राय है? आप किसको support करने वाले हो? And what are your predictions for this weekend of motorsport? Let us know down in the comments. और देखना मत भूलना Formula 2 और Formula 1 इस हफ्ते सिर्फ fan code पर. Wow, crazy time. So we've now gotten our predictions. You've clearly chosen Mark. I'm choosing Mark too. You've chosen Lando. I've chosen Lando too. It's crazy. We're all going for the same options.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Obvious तो नहीं है, पर yeah, हम लोग दोनों का sort of we understand the racing and we see what the teams are kind of doing. So it's logical thinking on my part.
Yeah, and it'll be fun to see if our logic actually matches up with reality. और ये देखने में काफी मजा आएगा कि आपके predictions भी same होते हैं या नहीं और आपके predictions का नतीजा कैसा होता है. You can let us know what your thoughts and predictions are down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. और अगर आप Fan Code app पर देख रहे हो, thank you firstly. Make sure you check out all the other race highlights as well. MotoGP, Formula 1 and all the other championships that we have on Fan Code. And make sure you stay tuned क्योंकि Gearbox जल्द ही वापस लौटेगा with another episode और इस हफ्ते Formula 1 और Formula 2 आपको देखने मिलेंगे फैनकोड के ऐप पर जहां आपको हिंदी और तमिल कमेंट्री भी मिलेगी Formula 1 के लिए. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But folks, thank you for watching. Aditya, great to have you in the studio as always. It's been so much fun and hopefully we can have you back because with the kind of fun stories we discuss, I think the viewers enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to talk to you, Samuel, because I don't know a lot of people that watch all these motorsports, so it's always a fun to be here and a pleasure to talk about all of this.
Our viewers do. Now they do watch
Yeah.
all the motorsports. Now you are catching up with everything. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you catch up for the next episode of Fan Code's Gearbox podcast. See you next time.